for it. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And it's incomplete. But a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
The Giant offense going to stay on the field as they'll go for two.
The Giants will line up for the two-point conversion.
It's complete. And he will get into the end zone as they will indeed claim a one-point lead.
Giants 27.
So we're back to a one-point game now as the kickoff comes. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Patriots, first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
Hey, Garfield! Hey, what's that? Crazy!
Back to throw again. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Hey, what's that? Five. Crazy.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Patriots will extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. He's got a man, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 128 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the third quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, where are the adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball? Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just got to find a way to tackle someone.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down. A couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
First down, they'll go to the ground attack. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Dart going to look to throw here. He'll get that to his tight end, Theo Johnson. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 25-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, New York.
79.
Dart. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
A 2nd and 10 now. Third quarter action from Foxborough.
19 Tigers, go!
Looking to throw, Dart. That one out wide and intercepted. And the Patriots are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. He's across midfield, and he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40. A big play there for New England. 43 yards. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 36. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
To throw, it's May. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Rondale Moore from 17 yards out. And the Patriots have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense. Gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 153 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage would be found.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They go play action with Dart. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Giants. Malik Neighbors, 56 yards. And the Giants are able to cut into that deficit. The extra point splits the uprights. And that will get him one closer.
42. Giants 34.
So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Patriots take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy.
Play action. May. He's going to look deep for more. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Giants will take over possession here up at the 44.
First and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. From the shotgun, a throw for Dart. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield. But I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Throwing from the gun here, Dart. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Well, I think you have to forgive him just a little bit here because he's out of the pocket trying to make a play. But he rushes this throw and just wings it downfield right over the head of his wide-open receiver.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Dart. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll go. Here's Dart. And it is caught. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. To throw now, Dart. To the left side, it's complete. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Kevontae Turpin, 39 yards. And the Giants are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter.
Brendan, is there any way you and I can join this quarterback in the zone he's in? He's absolutely feeling it. Touchdown after touchdown, throwing the ball.
The Giant offense going to stay on the field as they'll go for 2.
The Giants will line up for the 2-point conversion.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 79 Bronco. Cup 19, Cup 19. 19 Lions.
They'll look to throw. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Gets past one man. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. With that last completion, CD's now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
That's another
With that pass, CD, he's now over 400 yards in the game. And even in a pass-first league, that is still a tough benchmark to hit.
And all week leading up to this one, all we read, heard about was the confidence he had that he could put up big numbers. Kudos to him for coming out here without belief in himself and for making it happen.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. It's five.
To the air, May.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's second and goal.
A gain of 8 brings up second and goal at the 1-yard line.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. It's five. Crazy, 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 crazy.
Looking to throw, May.
And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. A great effort there. A beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game.
And the Patriots answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth.
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. Dangerous return man showing it here. And he'll be out right at the 35.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game, so he's really made his presence felt in this one.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down.
To the air, Dart. Now he's going to step up and run. That one taken in by Neighbors. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First down. It's a gain of 25 yards. First down, Giants.
Throwing his Dart.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a second and 4. Hands it off out of the gun.
He'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. He's having a big game running the football, but that will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
A big play here. Crowd on their feet. 3rd and 4. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Dart from the gun on third down. He'll try and do this himself. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
They'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits it in stride. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
He'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. From 10 yards out.
And the Giants are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow.
This one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. This to the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. On play action, May.
He's airing it out for Williams. And that's caught inside the 35.
And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35.
And this is one of those gotta-have-it drives. You can't start much better than that. Big yardage there. And just as important, he's able to get out of bounds. And now, that changes everything.
Throwing here is May.
He rifles complete. Caught by Moore. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts.
as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward, because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. You can start. Hey, what's up? 5.
Here's May. Throw left side complete. That's Moore. And the Patriots are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's 1st and goal. And he's got it. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They just likely won this thing in regulation. Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a 1-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
Here comes 2nd down. Back to throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
But you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
Oh, and they set the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay. Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for New England, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week.
I give it all away. You're like my reason for life when my dreams seem so far away. You give me all that I don't fade. I don't wanna go to war. You don't wanna give me peace. I can never leave you alone, even when I'm overseas. If I gotta do a show, you coming with me. Baby girl, you a prime time. I don't care if everybody see. Couple weeks I had to leave, now coming back off road. Tell me you love me and tell me you love me and tell me you love me and don't let me go.
Temps a little hot today at Lincoln Financial Field, but keep in mind it is technically still summer as we get you ready for some football in Philly. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here.
as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Go Silver, ready? 9, 63, 6.
Hurts throwing right away. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. The Eagles had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. You look at this Cowboy defense. They come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
We know it's only Week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Devontae Smith,
His first touchdown of the new season.
and the Eagles will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon.
But now if they wanted to, they could move the ball up to the 1 and go for 2.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because normally the ball's at the 2 when you go for 2. But if they want it now, enforce the penalty to the 1. But if they wanted to kick it, right, don't they just move it up?
Just move it up to the 10.
Right, move it up to the 10 if they still wanted to kick it.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Here we go. We go 47. 26.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete.
They'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Andrew McCouga.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick 6 TD.
Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Follow up a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
They'll run. This is Jaden Blue. Oh, good move. And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because it's been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed some
Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes.
Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet. Leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. They'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Pickens going in motion left.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. Oh, deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Here we go, 47. All right, hey, 47.
Now Prescott.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Jihad Campbell. And the Eagles are going to get the football here at their own 23.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Now Hurts is going to do it himself, and he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Great. Crowd left Yeti. Hey, let's go. Crowd left Yeti. Hey.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Savon Rebel.
And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense.
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Eagles are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 23 yards on the play. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Go Silver, ready? Hey, Silver. Yeti.
Throwing is Hurts. Now he'll tuck this and run.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Great.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Trimmer.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. He's got it to the 43 here.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8.
Great.
Now Hurts going to shift him around a bit.
Crowd left Yeti.
Throwing on 2nd and 8.
Hurts. Now Hurts is going to do it himself.
And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 25-yard line. Give him 18 on the play.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm. But he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
Hurts.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list.
And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
The Cowboys take over first down 10 at their own 19-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Nolan Smith. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now Prescott. And pressure gets to him again.
Going for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Not wanting to risk another sack. They'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts?
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Just like a breaker, I'ma get to the dough. It's a cold word, yeah, keep it in my coat. When hungry, trying to get some more. No, I'll pack.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
If you wanna breathe, that's the script on your 5 years, you already know. Already know how to go. Already know I got shit on go. Money call, no gotta go. You gotta go if you home, you troll.
It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And great field position coming up as he gets this just shy of the 45, out of bounds at the 44.
You know, we always talk about the chess match in a football game, but we're usually talking about offensive coordinator versus defensive coordinator. How about the special teams coaches? I think we just saw a big-time adjustment by one to help his team get a spark to start the 2nd half.
We're going to 54. We go 46. Then we'll go to 53. 26.
Here's Prescott. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way to the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Now Hurts changing up the play.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And some room to run now. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
King, Bill, get the guy. Carl Yeti. Carl Yeti. Carl Yeti. Carl Yeti.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
This is Smith to the ground. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Barkley inside handoff. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the guy's man complete. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown.
Devontae Smith
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Eagles are able to stretch out their lead.
Elliott good on the extra point. And that makes the score 28-0.
Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Powering his way forward. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is don't quit competing. And his play caller does a nice job of giving an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Prescott to throw it.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Prescott now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
On the move past the 40.
And down to the 19-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Eagles open the lead up to 34-0. Elliott now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he returns this to the 22.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talked about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball. And they certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
And the Cowboy 1st down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, they run with Blue. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a 1st.
So after a run like that, I will guarantee that the head coach is saying to himself, maybe even over his headsets to the rest of the staff, what was that all game long? We needed that. That's the type of run we planned for going into the game. Didn't get much of that, but let's move it forward. Let's build on it, get ready for the next week, and let's go play.
And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Yeah, here we go.
On 3rd down, they run. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got and took off, there was no catching.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it is 42-0. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
crease here as he's past the 30. Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
51 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On first down, it's Blue. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And this is showing faith in a running back who just lost a fumble a minute ago. That was returned for a touchdown. Now, some coaches might let him think about on the bench for a bit, but he's right back out there. They're showing that they have confidence in him.
They go again with Blue. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. They run for it. Here's Blue. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was that they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Eagles, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home.